Emily.
I'm Julia.
I'm Erin.
And we're dietetics students here at JMU. Today we're going to be making whole wheat pizza bites. So the ingredient of choice for our whole wheat pizza bites is whole wheat flour because the focus is whole grains, but you could also use oat flour, barley, or a myriad of other flours.
So I'm going to be making the dough, or the base of the dough. What we're using, like Emily said, is whole wheat flour. Again, you can use oat, barley, rye, anything like that. We're also going to be using 1 cup of Greek yogurt, as well as 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 3/4 teaspoons of salt. So I'm going to start mixing our whole wheat flour. There's 1 cup in here. It's equal parts whole wheat flour and equal parts of yogurt. Set that to the side. And the really important thing about whole wheat flour, or just whole grains in general, is that they provide a lot of fiber and nutrients, which helps keep your stomachs full for longer because they are more complex carbs. So you'll be able to play for longer and have energy throughout the day. The Greek yogurt that we're adding today is kind of a little hack, if you will. So typical pizza doughs take hours to rise and you have to knead them more, but the Greek yogurt and the baking powder is a short way to make a kind of little take on pizza dough. So these will be ready in 15 minutes instead of having to proof overnight or longer than intended. Once we have all the ingredients in the bowl, we're just going to start mixing. So here we're going to mix it until it starts to make little crumbles and keep kneading it almost for about, I would say like 5 minutes or anything like that, but just until it starts to become a dough. It'll be a little bit sticky. If it's sticky, you add some more flour. If it's too dry, you can either wet your hands and knead it, or you can add a little bit more Greek yogurt. But I have clean hands right now, so I'm going to go in and start kneading the flour. And you can see it's starting to form a dough. We're going to be separating these into 16 balls, and we have pre-sprayed and lined muffin tins. So now that I have this mostly mixed, Erin is going to help and roll out the balls.
Yes. So now, just like Julia said, we're going to create 16 little balls, and then we are going to press them down so that there's enough room for all the toppings, including the marinara sauce, the cheese, the pepperoni, all of that. And you could honestly pick whatever toppings you would like. And so then they are going to cook for about 15 minutes since they are a little bite size. If you were to make like a pizza or something, that would probably be like 30 minutes in the oven at 375. Okay, we're almost done with this. Ooh.
The size of the balls should be almost like little ping pong balls, and we're gonna flatten them in each muffin dish once they're all in.
Yes. All right. Perfect. Now we're just going to take like your thumbs and just like push them down to create like a crust.
These pizza bites use no yeast, which is another reason why it takes so much quicker, because yeast typically needs to be activated, which can take a long waiting time.
Perfect. Now we're going to place them in the oven, and then they should look like this. And now you're able to put any toppings that you might like.
So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put about 2 tablespoons of marinara sauce, which we have prepped here. We also have low-fat mozzarella cheese and turkey pepperoni. Again, you can choose any other toppings you like. You can add veggies or a different type of pepperoni, a different type of cheese, or just sauce if you like that. But the point of this is that you can choose your own adventure. You can make these bites any way you'd like, cater to anyone's specific preferences, and they're really simple and easy. You can also choose however much you want to put on. We said about 2 tablespoons of sauce, but again, you don't have to put all of it on. You could even use a different sauce, to be honest. You could use like a pesto, which is pretty yummy. So we're just going to top a couple of them right here. And Erin is putting on some mozzarella for me. All right. And then we'll put some pepperoni, turkey pepperoni on a couple of them to show you guys. However much you feel. You could use a vegan meat source. You could use regular pepperoni, put little chicken bits on it. So then, once they're all made like this, we're going to put them in the oven on a high broil for about 3-ish minutes, just to get them crispy.
Okay, now we're going to take them out of the oven. They were on high broil for about 3 minutes, and you have your pizza bites. So, as you can see here, some have cheese, and some have pepperoni, and some are just plain.
And here you can pop them out really easy with a little knife once they're more cool. And here we have one with all the toppings on it. We have the little crust on the bottom, sauce, cheese, pepperoni.